I am a Bay Area native. I grew up in Fremont. I'm 62 years old. At one point I thought I was like the oldest person here, but I don't think I am anymore. I started lifting weights in 1980 when I got laid off, and I never stopped because 1980 we were heading into a recession. You'd look in a newspaper and there'd be like 3 jobs. You call on all 3 of them, and then you were done for the day till the newspaper came out the next day. So I just went to the local YMCA. It was super cheap, and worked out for a couple hours and then swam laps for a couple hours, and I did that every single day. That or, it's like get in trouble. So,
Sure.
I mean, what else do you do when you're laid off and you're 20 years old? I'm a nicer person when I lift weights. I just am. I think I led her 4 times in high school, if I recall correctly. Track, tennis, basketball, and softball. And then I went on and continued to play softball and soccer for years. I played 30 years of soccer and 35 years of softball, 9 years of rugby. We would lift together, and I was lifting with some people down at World Gym in San Francisco. I got a lifting partner in there that wanted to compete with me all the time, so she'd put more on, I'd put more on. Next thing you know, we're benching 2 1/4. And I was like, hey, I'm pretty good at picking up heavy things. And that's what I did, and I started setting records, and I've been powerlifting for 23 years. So I used to work with Hailey Thompson, who is a master's competitor in CrossFit. And so I came down to CrossFit Redux. I was there for a year, and these new guys came in and bought it. And I was like, oh man, I don't know how this is gonna go. But I love change, so I was like, let's see how it goes. And it turns out I love Andrew's programming, and I think it's brilliant. And then the scalability, what happens here, really worked for me. I mean, I've done a lot of stuff. I hold a whole bunch of powerlifting records. I played for the #2 rugby team in the country. If I had been able to hold out one more year, we won it all the following year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was so bummed.
Yeah.
I mean, the 225 bench was pretty cool.
Is that all-time best ever, 225 bench?
Best in competition. I was bone on bone. It was that it was pulled over and it was grinding, and it ground for probably 20 years like that. So it was pretty much shot. So I took every cortisone shot they would give me, to the point that they're like, I can't give you any more cortisone shots. The bone is dissolving at this point. So I just went as long as I possibly could, and they're like, you're out of bone, you got to do this surgery. And I'm like, you said I had to crawl in. I'm not crawling. And they're like, yeah, we underestimated you.
Yeah.
For the programming, it's like, we did a lot of squats off a box. I couldn't go all the way down, but I could hit a box pretty consistently. I would say if not for Edge4Life, my surgery would not have been as successful as it was. And I wholly lay that one on you guys, because I did 2 hard 75 hards in a row, kind of, sort of. I did the first one, and then I was off for, about 2.5 weeks with COVID, of all things.
Sure.
And then I was right back on January 2nd and did the second one. And I probably missed, in between the 2 75s, where I was here every single day for 75 days, I probably only missed 6 other days over a 200-day period. So it's like I was here all the time. And the programming is such as that, it's like, I don't know how you don't come all the time. If all your parts are working and stuff, I don't see how you don't come every day, because the way the programming is written, you need each piece to move on to the next piece. It's so complete. If not for Edge4Life, I don't think my surgery would have been half as good as it was. And my doctor was giddy when he saw me at 5 weeks. And he's like, this is only 5 weeks? I'm like, this is 5 weeks, bro. I can't imagine sitting still at this point. I don't know if I've screwed up my mental chemistry or what it is, but it's like I can't even watch 45 minutes of television anymore. I just don't have the attention span. Over the years, I've seen a lot of realtors get too old to be doing the job and are still doing it because they don't know what to do with their lives. So I'm thinking a lot about what that next step looks like. In my mind's eye, I'm seeing golf. I'm seeing surfing, which is one of the problems was I couldn't bend my knees enough to get up on a board. I don't see myself, crocheting potholders.
Sure. Yeah.
I don't see that.